Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. So I'm pumping out some videos today because I have some space opened up for them, and I'm really enjoying this cool weather. Okay, so it was in the 30s here in Florida, and that's rare. That's why I'm dressed up a bit here. It is going up. It's over 50 now. So because our sun is really warm, it does warm up quickly, but it is really winter. And during the winter, we're inside a lot. Now, in Florida, it's generally warmer than the rest of the country, but when kids are home, they want something to do. They might be bored. Now, this is a great recipe for you to help your kids do. I had a client that when his wife went to the hospital, he grabbed the chocolate peanut butter energy balls that I made and ran to the hospital, and he had them there to eat. Okay, so we all know protein is essential, right? We need different forms of protein, and protein just doesn't come from animal products. We know it also comes from nuts and seeds and legumes. So peanuts can be good or they can be bad. They can get moldy really quick. We've got to get quality in our peanut butter as well. We need to choose peanut butter that is cleaner, with no palm oils, no added sugars. You must read labels of everything, and that is what a informed qualitarian, meaning you value what you put in your body and what you buy and serve to your family. You're reading the labels. Bring your readers if you have to. I love, once again, I do this for families that have kids because the kids love the little raccoon on there. But in just 2 tablespoons, you're going to get 8 to 10 grams of protein. Now, most peanut butter sandwiches, you're probably going to use at least a quarter cup. So that's 16 grams. And if you're using a quality bread and something else, you're at least getting some decent protein in there. Okay. Now, what I love about this, it is dry roasted, which means it's not, there's no oils added, and they are blanched organic almonds. Okay, so they're really trying to improve the quality. I keep it in the refrigerator because I don't want it to get moldy. Shelf life is only 3 months. Most people eat their peanut butter in a month, or quicker than that if they're always reaching in there. If you're putting a scoop of peanut butter on your celery or your crackers or whatever, if you don't eat a real meal, that's why people are always, going for snacks. But peanut butter can be great when it's added to different things. So protein quality, we know that walnuts are also a good source of protein, good fats, omega-3s, fiber. However, we're going to be using flaxseed today because the omega-3s in flax and protein and fiber outnumber what's in walnuts. Walnuts are great, but they also can oxidize more quickly. So don't buy a huge bag of walnuts and let it sit around because it's going to oxidize and you're going to get that smell. When you clean up your body, you can smell anything that's not good. Okay, like when you go by a breakfast joint and you're smelling the oils from frying or anything, those are oxidated oils, and oxidated oils are toxic to the body and inflammatory to the cells. So we really want to make sure that we're protecting, and we don't want mold. Mold toxins are really, really difficult on the liver. Many tests have been done on toxicity with mold in the liver. Now we're going to add a little fun in there today. Maple syrup. I am from Vermont. Maple syrup is less sweet with the sugar compounds than honey, more minerals. All right. And also for people that are vegan, they do not use honey. I still like honey, but you can use maple syrup in this. Okay. It's going to be fantastic. Another way to utilize maple syrup. And we're going to be using chips as well. Now I've got 2 out. This is the brand that I purchased. You can buy them online. Pasha brand, you hear me talk about this all the time. This is for adults, no sugar, 100% raw cacao. What do adults want? They want dopamine. I mean, truthfully, sugar is a cheap form of dopamine, but chocolate is a real form of dopamine. Raw cacao, it's bitter, raw cacao, whereas carob is not so bitter. You saw me do a video on carob and chocolate in the past. So this is more for adults. I add it to my adult, I make a vegan blueberry muffin, very clean, but I put a few chocolate chips in. And then these, now if you've weaned off your sugar. These Pasha 85%. This is for the kids. Or you can mix them together, a little bit of both. Okay, that's really fun in my chocolate chip cookies. But that's what I have in my container here. We're going to add some of those in. But first up, I'm going to show you flaxseed. Don't be lazy and buy your flax seeds pre-ground because you're missing out on such fresh nutrients. Lignans are the antioxidant, the powerful compounds that help protect you against cancer, especially breast cancer. And so I just keep a jar. These jars are wonderful. This is a time of the year to go through your pantry, get new jars, throw out old stuff, reorganize. When it's organized, you feel in control and you can make things more easily. You just bring the jars to the counter. And so these are fresh, organic, ground flax seeds. This is a coffee grinder. All you do is put the scoops in here, and in less than 10 seconds, you've got fresh ground flax seeds. And then you get to smell what flax seeds smell like when they are fresh. Okay, I'm just going to add them to my jar here. Really simple. In less than 30 seconds, I've ground up my flaxseed. It's really great. I just want to encourage you, get used to not using the words I'm too busy or it's not quick enough, because that's what caused all the havoc starting in the 70s is convenience and quickness of everything. Okay. So we've got some fresh ground flax seeds that we're now going to put in there, and that is safe enough for your kids to grind them up. Super easy, but I recommend you do it so you don't get flax seeds everywhere. I'm making a smaller batch, so I'm going to use a half a cup of peanut butter instead of a whole cup. I am going to grab out my my rolled oats. So let me come right back. That's the only thing I didn't have here. So I'm not going to use as much oats as maybe some of the recipes you see online call for. Don't pay attention to the recipes, pay attention to quality, because you can use a recipe for an idea. Sometimes I do, but I'm always switching things up based on nutrients. I use these flax seeds a lot, the flax, the hemp, the chia, and ground pumpkin seeds in my overnight power oats. I have clients that use them as a dessert. See how much protein they're getting? Over 25 grams per serving, and it's clean, not like the mushy crap that they're preparing in the store as an overnight oats for you to purchase. You can make it for fractions, clean. You can that way you're able to have high quality almond milk. So these are the only oats that I buy. This is one of my clients here. All the ingredients from farmers, we know it's 1 degree organic, sprouted. It's rolled, gluten-free, certified gluten-free, sprouted rolled oats. When you're at a restaurant, you're not getting certified gluten-free oats or glyphosate-free oats. And oats marginally, good for the body. They're going to help you feel full. They're going to give you fiber, but they need other stuff added in to really give you some nutrients to work. And that's why when I make those muffins, and that recipe is in my reels, those blueberry muffins, super amazing because you feel really full, but you're getting flaxseed, getting bananas, you're getting nothing else. Okay. So we're only going to put in 3/4 of a cup of the oats. It's going to give it some texture. And if you want to break these down a little bit so they're a little bit smaller, don't buy the quick oats. Just break them down in your blender or your blender or your food processor. All right. So I am not going to dirty. This is about 2 tablespoons. So I'm just going to use the rest of this jar. I can gauge this is already at least 1/3 of a cup. So I'm going to use the rest of this jar because the rest of this jar is approximately half a cup. It doesn't have to be exact. If you get a little bit more, it's fine. We're not baking these. These are no bake. They're fun, so we don't have to stress. All right. I am going to need to wipe my hands though. So this is where the kids can lick the spoons and have a blast, right? And smell peanut butter that they love. All right, one napkin here. So I'm going to be putting in a quarter cup of the maple syrup. We need something liquid here to blend. And that's all you're going to need. That's going to be plenty. And it's going to be less sweet than a quarter cup of honey with more minerals. So I do love my real maple syrup, not fake maple syrup, guys. Real only. The fake maple syrup is no better than high fructose corn syrup. In fact, that's pretty much exactly what it is. All right. Now we definitely want a good amount. 2 of these scoops is going to be about 1/3 of a cup of flaxseed. Get those in. We're going to mix this up first before we put in the oats. I want a little bit more flax for myself. And we put the chocolate chips in last. I like a sprinkle of cinnamon in mine. You don't have to keep this really simple, but I'm putting in a sprinkle. I keep this near my beverage center over there. So this is where it's easy. The maple syrup is going to be a little bit more watery than your honey. It's going to be very easy for the kids to mix this up or for you to mix it up. Just use the back of your spoon here. Beautiful. So now if you are in Florida and you're a golfer in the winter, or if you're traveling and you need something to bring with you so that you're not tempted to eat something at the airport that is not nutrient dense and ultra processed, you definitely want to have some options for energy balls that give you a decent amount of protein and fat, fiber, and really good, these good omega-3 fats. So we're just going to put in 1/2 cup. Each one of these scoops is a quarter cup. Actually, I said 3/4, I think. All right, that's fine. So that's going to give it some texture, which is great. I'm just using the back of my spoon to whip this around. The sugar starts to firm up the peanut butter a bit, and the flax, because the flax, when it sits in anything liquid, it gets firm, just like when you're making flax eggs. And that's why it's a great addition to firm up things instead of using some of the thickeners that they do in the store when they're making stuff. And that's why I put it into my different plant burgers that I make. All right, this is smelling amazing. What I am going to do is I'm going to put on some gloves to roll these because I don't want my hands to be a mess. And you should always have gloves in your kitchen. I'm going to show you some ones that I have. So it's going to put a nice handful in here. Your kids put in a little bit more, that's fine, you know. So for them to be happy than buying some junk at the store because they are hungry. But just remember, snacks are not necessary when you're eating real food. So these are snack options, and I rarely snack at all because I do have so many great meals. And the next recipe that we're going to be doing, because we're in National Soup Month, as I'm going to be doing a soup recipe, and it's a white bean chili, spicy chili. It's delicious. For some of my clients that eat a meat, and if you enjoy air chilled organic chicken, you can add that. I'm just going to make it straight up with white beans. So you have that to look forward to. But it is National Peanut Butter Month in January, and it's January 24th is considered National Peanut Butter Month. So you can learn a little bit and upgrade your peanut butter. If you want to make sure you're reading those labels, because Justin's not good. The no stir is not good. Read the back. Palm oil will inflame your cells. You're not feeling it, but your body knows it. Inflamed cells don't work properly. And that inflammation, your cells are all over your body, making up and doing what it needs to do. Hormones cannot be utilized properly into cell. The cell receptors are not working properly. Everything goes off when the body gets inflamed. Okay, so we're ready here. I'll be back with some gloves and I'll show you the ones I buy. These are durable oatmeal gloves, way better than latex. No irritation. They're more durable, worth it, worth every penny. I get them at CVS. They just had them on sale. Buy one, get one 50% off. Perfect. So I like to protect my nails when I'm cooking a lot or doing meal prep for clients. Or, you know, if I'm doing a demonstration, obviously I want to cover my hands just so nobody freaks out with germs, right? But it just keeps your hands clean as well. And that way you don't have to wash them so much. So let's put this stuff to the side. And one good thing to have out also is some wax paper. So you should always have wax paper and parchment paper. I like the unbleached, okay? And 365 Celsius. Cut right wax paper has been in my family. They've been using that forever, but it is bleached just like the white parchment paper. When it unbleached, much better. This is as simple as pie. Put the gloves on the kids, let them grab, and let them make some balls. They don't have to be perfect. They just have a ball. Oh my God, it took a second, right? So this is, depending on the size, it can make, this half a recipe can make, it's going to make more than 12, I can see. But look how cute those are and how easy. So a little glass container, or if you have those little lunch pails that you fill up for the kids, you know, a couple of these, you can even wrap them in wax paper because we want to try to get away from plastics, right? So wrap some in wax paper, and now you have some. And so after I break my fast today, and when I go on my biking, I'm going to bring some of these for after my biking, which is going to be great. Lovely. Okay, so thanks for tuning in today. You're in KK's Fit Kitchen. I'm Kimberly Knox again. I'm functional and integrative health coach with a passion for getting you back into the kitchen to start healing your body. I've been cooking since I was 3, just a massive interest. So this is my love and my passion after owning many businesses, but feeling the change in my own body gave me the wake-up call. And I hope you're all benefiting from my inspiration and my passion just to make simple, lovely, easy meals for you and your family at a fraction of the price, right? All right, so guys, thanks for tuning in today.